Yo, what's going on? It's your boy K every day. It's your boy K. Before I get too distracted, before I really get into this topic today, I want to take the time to wish myself a happy birthday. Because by the time this episode airs, it will be after New Year's. For those who don't know, my birthday is on New Year's, January the 1st. Woo, woo, woo! So every year I always celebrate, the New Year's by having a birthday. So, happy birthday to myself. Now that I got all that out the way, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was kind of torn with not talking about this subject. It's all over the media. I mean, you can't turn on the TV, get on social media without seeing it by now. Obviously, it's the whole Travis Hunter situation. But I just think this situation is so crazy and so intriguing. It has so many twists and turns that I just figured, hey, man, I just had to come on here and just give my open, honest opinion. Like I said, I always pride myself in being open, honest, and transparent with my audience. So today I'm going to give y'all my take on this Travis Hunter situation. So to be honest with you, I don't even really know where to begin because there's so many things that's been happened, and there's so many things that keeps happening as him, transitioning out of, leaving college football and getting ready to enter the NFL draft. So I think that one of the things that started everything, or kind of what got everybody's attention, was, after his last regular season game, there was a camera, filming him. And it was one of the biggest games that he ever played. As far as statistic-wise, it was one of his best games he ever played in college. And, that should have been a time to celebrate. She should have been happy, congratulating him, things like that. But instead, you couldn't hear what was being said, but you could obviously tell by the look on her face and her body language that she was upset about something. And instead of embracing him and celebrating that moment, she was kind of like doing the pulling away from him, kind of giving him the cold shoulder, the ice cold treatment. And her face looked like she smelled somebody like just farted or something. Her face was all scrunched up. And he was like trying to kiss her or whatever. And she kind of moved her head to the side so he couldn't like kiss her on the cheek or whatever he was trying to do. So that just looked kind of crazy. So of course, what people do. I guess people out here, they bored, don't have enough better to do. There's a lot of people out here, they should be journalists or work for TMZ or something because they went on the internet, because the internet is going internet, like they say, right? And they start digging up all of these clips and they start kind of piecing things together. It kind of built the timeline. It was just kind of crazy. But the thing that happened at the game was the first thing that kind of put them on notice. Like something just didn't look right. But after that, people have found a lot of things that to me look like red flags. But like I said, I don't know him. I don't know her. I just know that they are engaged. She keeps, this is fiance. They're about to get married. One thing I will give him credit for, and I know people are going to think that he crazy for doing this. He really been going out of his way to try to include her in like everything that he do. And I know today this podcast is going to sound like I'm jumping all over the place, but as these things come to me, I'm just going to just spit it out. But he got an endorsement deal, or he signed with Adidas. And in the Adidas commercial, it ain't just him. He made it a point to put her in the commercial. And I don't know all the specifics of how the commercial came about, but knowing him and how he's almost loyal to a fault when it comes to her, I'm pretty sure he probably told Adidas, like, look, if y'all can't get her in the commercial, I'm not going to do it. I mean, he kind of got that power, I guess. I mean, if they can't come to some kind of agreement, he could just choose not to do it, or he could have just went with another company that would have allowed him to do that. But I guess the Adidas was cool with it. You see the commercial, and it looked kind of odd. I was explaining this to my family. To me, it looked odd because in the commercial, she kind of looked out of place, because it's like I could see if she was also a sports athlete, then it kind of would have made sense because, Adidas, they're trying to promote that it's like an athletic brand. He's obviously one of the best athletes right now. So if she was also an athlete, it would have made sense, but everybody knows that she's not an athlete, so it just looks like, hey, man, I just going to pick a moment to put my girl in the commercial with me. It just looked kind of cringy, if you ask me. But anyway, I digress. So he went from the football game where she was acting, kind of giving him the cold shoulder. Then Travis Hunter, matter of fact, Round of applause for Travis Hunter for winning the Heisman Trophy or winning the Heisman Award. So he wins the Heisman this year, right? The first player since Charles Woodson to win the Heisman for primarily being a defensive player, but he played both sides of the ball. He played offense and defense for those who've been living on a rock. Now, if you went back and looked at any of the video clips from the ceremony, at some point when, they say that he won and he's up there, everybody, was clapping and stuff. Travis Hunter's mom stands up, Deion Sanders stands up, and his son stands up, and they clapping and everything. His fiance is still sitting down. Now, the optics look bad because it's like you see everybody else standing up, It's kind of like read the room. Like, if you see everybody else standing up, somebody shouldn't have to tell you to stand up. You should just kind of know, oh, maybe I should stand up. What it looked like was Deion Sanders was hugging the mom, and he kind of reached around his mom's back to kind of like tap the fiance to kind of say, hey, you need to stand up. And then she stands up. Now, of course, she comes out with a video afterwards trying to explain herself, and she goes into all of this. Oh, I know there was a camera that was solely isolated on his mom and Deion Sanders. And in that moment, I didn't want to stand up because I know that they wanted to get the shot of just the mom and Deion together. If I would have stood up, then I would have been in the shot. She gave some lame excuse of why. It's almost like she was overthinking the situation. Now, she could be telling the truth. But again, in that moment, I would think just the genuine reaction of, hey, I'm clapping for my man. He just won a Heisman. With Trump, you doing all of this, oh, I'm going to sit down for the perfect photo op and all. It just sounded weird. It sounded like some lame excuse. But again, I don't know her. That's what she said. But she been doing a horrible job of trying to clean up everything or trying to, do damage control. All right, so there's that situation. So then after that, it's just, I don't know how many red flags this dude got to see before he finally see, okay, enough is enough. It's time for me to cut ties. All right, so if that wasn't bad enough, then afterwards, Adidas is doing like this big press thing with him. And he's like, meeting fans. He's signing autographs. He's taking pictures. Almost like a politician. He's shaking hands, kissing babies, right? At the end, he's taking pictures with several females. And I don't really know if that's a big deal, but to the fiance, maybe it is. Come to find out afterwards that these females were not just regular like fans or just regular chicks that was trying to just get a moment to take a picture with them. These women actually work for Adidas. They're part of the marketing team or whatever they do. They actually work for Adidas, which makes this sound even worse. There's a video of her sitting down while you can see Travis Hunter standing up taking the pictures with these ladies that are affiliated or work for Adidas. I don't know exactly what she said, I'm paraphrasing, but basically she was like, what do you expect for me to do? Do you expect for me to just sit here all day while you just do this? Like, you could just tell she was kind of irritated. I guess she was ready to go. She had been there sitting for however long she was sitting while Travis Hunter was doing his obligations to fulfill his obligations to Adidas, right? Again, she came out afterwards and tried to clean this up. And she basically says that, y'all misinterpreted what I said. I was there with his family, and I was asking Travis, did he want me to just sit there while he took those pictures, or did he want me to leave with his family so we could go to the Adidas store? Because I guess Adidas was giving the family and her like all of this free merch and all this stuff because, he's signed with Adidas. He's endorsed by Adidas. So that's one of the perks when you one of the top athletes to sign to one of these companies, you and your family get all of this swag. So they was going to the Adidas store to get all this Adidas stuff. So that she said that's what she was saying, not that she was irritated, that she was ready to go. Again, optics just look bad. She could be telling the truth, but it just looks bad. Then it comes out again. There's a lot of people online. They're doing a lot of digging. So then it comes back. There's all these videos. Well, that was a video, and it just looks bad again. And it's their fault because they chose to put themselves in the public light. So, there's a lot of people out there that say, y'all should mind your business. Why y'all all concerned about what's going on in their relationship? They put us in their relationship when they chose to document everything and put everything online. There's a video that they recorded where she's saying that Travis Hunter wasn't her type. Again, like I said, she keeps coming back having to try to clean all this stuff up because she know the optics look bad. She came back later in a video, it was like an 8-minute long video, and she says that the reason why she said that Travis Hunter wasn't her type is because Travis Hunter was technically still in a relationship, but then he was trying to like slide in her DMs, and she's not with being with a cheater. So that's why she left him on red, and that's why left him on red, and that's why she was saying that he wasn't her type. Sounds kind of fishy to me, but because it just seems kind of weird because it's like, oh, so you weren't cool with being a cheater then, but now all of a sudden now, because he's the same person, but now all of a sudden now it's cool and y'all been in a relationship and you done forgot the fact that he was a cheater then, but now everything's cool, you wipe the slate clean and now y'all been together. There's another video that came out that looks crazy. People were able to find out that, so when Travis Hunter was reaching out to her, sliding her DMs or whatever you want to call it, she didn't know who he was, or at least she act like she didn't know who he was. Now, I give her credit. I think she knew that he played football. I give her that. But I don't think she knew how big of a superstar he was or how talented he was and how that was going to translate to him being one of the first picks at the NFL draft. So I guess her little brother like was looking through her phone one day or something and saw that Travis Hunter was like reaching out to her. And he was like, yo, you don't know who that is. You don't know, who this dude is that's hitting you up. So once the brother explained to her like exactly who he was, or like all these kids say now he's him. Once the brother explained it to her, all of a sudden now, again, the slate got wiped clean. She don't care that he was a cheater and all this stuff. Again, I think it was crazy that she even put that out there. That wasn't for us to know. If he was a cheater, that was between them two. But she put it out there. So now everybody knows that Travis Hunter cheated on his ex-girlfriend to get with this girl. But anyway, but all of a sudden now, she forgave him, slate wiped clean, and now he's a perfect person in the world. There's other video. I mean, like I said, I can keep going on and on and on. The situation is so crazy. I don't know. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words, man. I just think, I hate to say this, like I said, because I don't know him, but he looked like a simp. The best way I could describe it is he looks like a simp. And I'm gonna use myself as an example, and I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But this is before I was married, y'all. So y'all, just hear me out. I just want to explain to you the levels, and I don't understand why he acting like this. To me, he's acting like a guy who has never been with a female before. I'm just being honest. He acting like a guy who he got low self-esteem. He think she like the baddest chick he could ever get, and he acting like he the ugliest dude in the world and that he can't get no chicks, and she just came along and like he was like, oh my God, and he's like so in love with her and da-da-da. To be honest with you, I ain't really trying to go there, but he almost acted like he was a virgin until he met her. I'm just being honest. But anyway, I'm going to explain myself, and I'm going to put, and then compare me to him just to show you that there's levels to this. All right, so I'm an independent music artist. But before I got married, I was very more actively trying to pursue being a music artist. So more than I am now. I mean, I'm married, I have kids now. I'm doing other things now. I'm focusing more on this podcast. But back then, it was like 100% all in. I was just trying to be a music artist, right? I'm an independent music artist. And I never was like big, nationally known, da-da-da-da-da, songs played on the radio every time you turn the radio on, all of that stuff. I didn't have millions of people going out buying my albums and stuff. I would basically be considered like a local guy who had talent, who was actively trying to get in the music game. Now, the music game has changed since back then, but you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you. So I was like low on the scale when it came to, being popular, everybody knowing me, nationally known, da-da-da-da. And I still never acted like Travis Hunter's acting about this girl. Never had a problem with getting chicks. Never lacked confidence. When I walked in the room, I mean, I ain't bragging. It's just simply the truth. When I walked in the room, if I wanted to, I knew for the most part that I could go in there and I could bag the baddest chick in the room. That was just because when you're that confident, females feed off of that. They recognize that and they like that. They don't like a dude walking in the room with their head down, don't know how to speak, don't know how to communicate and all that kind of stuff. And again, I was way down, like on the low on the totem pole when it came to like being like a celebrity, famous and all that stuff, but I did have talent. So one, anybody that would have dealt with me back then would have known that I had talent, but they knew that I also had confidence. I had swag and all that stuff too. So all that wrapped into one, I don't understand. Travis is like at the top of the totem pole when it comes to talent. He was obviously the best football player in the nation. I mean, he won a Heisman. He won the award for being the best offensive player and the best defensive player, and he won a Heisman. So if he is that good in college, I'm pretty sure that he was that talented when he was in high school. He was rated like the number one prospect coming out of high school, going into college. So everybody had to know that he was quote unquote him. So she had to recognize that too. He has to recognize that. He has to know that he's one of the best talented football players in the world. So I don't understand how you could be that talented and you be that high on the totem pole, but he has a personality and he carries it like he's like a bottom feeder. He could pretty much get any chick he wants, and let's just keep it real. So I don't understand why he's acting like he has to hold on so tight to this girl, like if she leave him, he don't have no more options. I heard him say this thing, and I swear, I wish I would have been in the room with him because I probably would have choked him around his collar. He was doing some podcast interview. I wish I knew who it was because I would shout him out. But, you know, he went into this whole sob story about, yeah, when I got hurt, you know, she stuck by my side. You know, she was there the whole time. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. You got hurt. You had to miss a couple of games. One, it wasn't like it was a career-ending injury, like he got hurt and he won't ever be able to play football again. It was one of those, oh, I tweaked my ankle, I twisted my knee, oh, I pulled my hamstring, I'm going to have to sit out for a couple of games. This girl knows that you are the cash cow. You're the money ticket. So why wouldn't she stick by your side when you got hurt? When he said that, it just sounded so dumb because I'm like, don't he realize that even if it wasn't her, any other chick that he would be with will also stay by his side because they're not dumb and they realize his potential and they know that he's going to be one of the first picks in the draft. So I don't know why he was just doing this whole, and then, you know, and I seen him in another interview. Every time he talked, it just sounded worse and worse and worse. Now, to him though, he don't try to do damage control like his fiance do because he's really just being himself. He just being open, honest, and transparent. But I wish he would get with a PR team because some of the stuff he be saying be sounding crazy. But now there was video, and I'm backtracking because I just remember. So I told you I was going to be bouncing back and forth in this podcast. There was other videos they put out talking about he don't really party. So he would drop her off at parties and he would just sit outside in the car and wait for the party to be over. And then I guess she would come out to the car and then he would like drive him home. Simp. Again, that's why I called him a simp, because only simps would do something like that. I'm not going, even if I don't party, either you going to respect the fact that I don't like partying and you going to want to spend time with me, or we going to find other things to do, or I'm just going to have to get out of my comfort zone and I'm going to have to go to the party too and we're going to be partying together. But I'm not going to just sit in a car while all these dudes just grinding up on you. Come and grind with me. And then you come back in the car, you talking about, oh yeah, I had a good time. Oh, Tyrone and Raheem and all these dudes are just grinding up on me all night. Oh, you should have came. And you sitting there gritting your teeth the whole ride home, but you can't say nothing because you chose to sit in the car. Only a simp would do something like that. But again, hey, who am I? I don't know the guy. But anyway, so there was stuff like that. So like I said, there's all these red flags. Another red flag, and y'all don't have to take it from me. Go look at some pictures of this girl. Y'all tell me. She got a tattoo of a money sign on her ring finger. You tell me what that means. I don't know how she could have explained that to him and it didn't sound fishy. why do you have a tattoo of a money sign on your ring finger? Oh, well, he got it mixed up and the tattoo artist was really supposed to put it on another finger, but he made a mistake and he put it on my ring finger. And now there's a permanent tattoo. I can't get rid of it, so I got it. Like just that alone should have told him what kind of chick he was dealing with, but he feel like she his ride or die. She done had his back since day one. And now there's all this stuff coming out that she was messing around or doing stuff with other dudes since they've been together, but I guess he gonna act like he can't do the math and be like, well, we've been telling the world we've been together for 5 years, but now there's videos that's been out for 2 or 3 years ago. You tell me. I don't know what comes first, 5 years or 3 years. I digress. So, look, man, I hope the dude wake up. I hope somebody in his camp can, oh, and this is the last thing I want to talk, and I thought this was crazy too. He did another interview recently where he was explaining that he pretty much lets his fiance handle all of his business affairs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not crazy. I know they are technically engaged, or that's his fiance, but y'all ain't married now. So, to me, she ain't family. Like, you letting this girl handle all of your day-to-day affairs, all of his, like, NIL, all of his, like, when he doing, like, different deals. Like, I'm pretty sure she probably had something to do with the Adidas deal. That's why she was able to be in the commercial. He can't, in a podcast interview, he said that he lets his fiance handle all of his off-the-field business. I don't know what qualifies her to do this, besides the fact that she just put him on him so good that he don't know what to do with himself. She got his head spinning. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I think he had to be a virgin before he met her, because no dude would act the way like he acting, not unless he was a virgin. It was the first woman that he let them feel the warmth of her bosom. Anyway, I think it's crazy. I hope he wake up. I don't want it to be another trap. And I wish the best for him. I hope that I'm wrong and that she really do have his best interest in mind, and that, you know, if they do get married, they stay married, and, you know, they have a successful, you know, marriage and all that stuff. What I don't want to see, and this is what everybody else is talking about, because it just seems like the obvious, you know, into this movie, with all the red flags that we're already seeing, it just looks like it's going to be another one of those, man, I told you so cases. I wish you would have listened to me. Everybody was telling them that she was really only in it for the money. And once, you know, he get her pregnant, then they go to child support, the alimony, all of that stuff. I hope it don't happen to him, because he generally seems like a good guy. He almost just seems too nice, too naive. Like I said, I wish somebody would wake him up so he can see that these women, some of these women out here are treacherous. Not all, but some of these women out here are treacherous. Again, she got a money sign tattoo on her ring finger, so that's all you need to know. But I appreciate y'all taking time to tune in to the podcast. Y'all be good and stay safe.